Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to jump into a situation that can feel a little intimidating, but it's such a fantastic way to use your English eating out at a restaurant. I promise by the time we're done here, you'll have all the key phrases you need to have a really smooth and enjoyable meal. If you've ever felt that little knot in your stomach just thinking about ordering in English, trust me, you are not the only one. It's a completely normal feeling. You're trying to figure out a new menu, speak clearly, and handle a social situation all at the same time. That's a lot to juggle. But here's the good news. With just a few simple phrases and a little bit of practice, you are going to be handling restaurants with total confidence. We're going to walk through every single step from the moment you step inside to the moment you pay. So let's dive in. Okay, so you've made it to the restaurant. The very first person you'll probably talk to is the host, right at the entrance. Your first job? Just asking for a table. This right here is the magic phrase. It's so simple, it's polite, and it gets the job done. And you can easily change it for your group. A table for one, please, or a table for four, please. See? It's just a really confident, easy way to kick things off. Now, the host will probably ask you if you have a reservation. And all that means is that you called the restaurant ahead of time to save your spot. This is always a great idea, by the way, especially at busy restaurants or on a Friday night. And here's exactly how that little chat might go. If you do have a reservation, just say so and give them your name. If you don't, that second phrase, "No, I don't. Do you have a table available?" is the perfect, polite way to ask. Super simple and clear. All right, you've done it. You're at your table and you've got the menu. Now for the really fun part, figuring out what you want to eat and then placing your order like a pro. Thinking about it in these 3 steps makes it so much less stressful. First, just take a breath and look over the different sections on the menu. Appetizers, main courses. Then, don't be shy about asking if something catches your eye but you're not sure what it is. And finally, you'll be ready to tell them your choice. Seriously, never ever be afraid to ask questions. The server is there to help you. Asking something like, "Can you tell me what is in this?" or "Is it spicy?" is the best way to make sure you get something you're actually going to love. They'll appreciate you asking too. And when you've made up your mind, this is the perfect polite way to order. Starting with, "I'll have," or maybe "Could I get?" and then your dish, followed by a friendly "please" is always a great way to go. Okay, success. You've ordered and the food is here. It looks amazing. But the interaction isn't quite over yet. There are a couple of small but really common things that will probably happen while you're eating. A few minutes after you get your food, you'll almost always hear this question. Your server is just popping by to check in, to make sure you're happy with your meal and see if you need anything else. And responding is easy. If it's all good, as simple, "Everything is great, thank you," is perfect. This is also your chance to ask for something you need, like more water. And hey, if there happens to be a small problem, the key is to just be clear and polite about it. Well, that meal was delicious. But now it's time to take care of the final step, paying the bill. Okay, a really quick but important point here. You might hear the word bill or you might hear the word check. In the United States, for example, check is super common. But don't worry about it, they both mean the exact same thing. That piece of paper that shows how much you owe. And let's quickly talk about the tip, which is sometimes called gratuity. This is a big one because it's a really important cultural thing. In some countries like the US, tipping is standard and very much expected. In other places, not so much. So it's always a good idea to know what the local custom is. So when you're all done and ready to leave, just try to catch your server's eye and say this polite phrase. You could also say, "Excuse me, we're ready for the check." Either one works perfectly to signal that you're ready to pay. Most restaurants will take both cash and card, so that's easy. And here's a super useful phrase if you're eating with friends. Asking, "Can we split the bill?" is a totally normal way to ask if you can each pay for your own food separately. So there you have it. We've gone through the whole experience, from walking in the door to heading back out. Knowing these phrases is a huge part of it, but the other part is just getting out there and actually using them. The most important thing to remember is to just see every time you eat out as a win. It is absolutely 100% okay to make mistakes. I mean, that's how we learn anything, right? Every time you go, you'll feel a little more comfortable and a whole lot more confident. So be proud of yourself for getting out there and trying. You've officially got the toolkit you need to walk into a restaurant and handle the whole experience in English. So the only real question left is, where are you going to go to practice? Have an amazing time on your next dining adventure.